Super excited to hop on today and engage the lovely Karthika in a really engaging conversation about the work that she is doing at Vital Start. So thanks so much for being here today, Karthika.
Yes. Hey, thank you so much. And Stan, that was such a warm intro. I really appreciate it.
Amazing. Well, maybe as a way to kick things off, would love if you could share a little bit more and give us an overview of Vital Start Health and their current initiatives and projects that are specifically tailored to addressing women's health needs.
Yes. So first, let me say I'm really grateful for this opportunity and wonderful to be here as part of this Empower Her Symposium. I think it's just such an apt name. At Vital Start Health, we are part of this whole ecosystem, and we're looking to provide delightful experiences as well as efficacy for women's mental health space, which is a $500 billion market with clear unmet needs. We have a platform that is VR assisted called Courage that is totally reimbursable and provides help to mothers and women right from puberty to menopause. That's our goal. But we are beginning initially with maternity mental health, really having an engaging program, platform, and a content play.
That is incredible. I love how you're kind of thinking about it throughout the spectrum from puberty to menopause. That's amazing. And I would only imagine, I mean, as you have been building this platform, really understanding a lot of the gaps in this space, from your perspective, what unique challenges or opportunities do you see in the women's, I would say, mental health space that have really led, Vital Star Health to prioritize this broader space? And how does this company really differentiate itself in the market?
Such great questions, Nina. I mean, let's unpack this. We all
Definitely.
know, right, that women's health is completely overlooked. I
Mhm.
mean, McKinsey has come out with that report that it's a $1 trillion opportunity. Um, and largely, one large area that has been overlooked is mental health, whether it is for clinical studies, whether it is providing very targeted programs. I do get folks coming to me and saying that, hey, there are all these apps providing mental wellness. Why is it that you need this targeted app for women's health or maternity or reproductive health? And it's really because I've been through it. And I know a lot of women have been through this, and it's not the same. The challenges that you face, the nuances in this journey is completely different from what you're going through, say, having stress about your promotion or your interview is so different from stress about taking that genetic test to see whether your child, child that's going to be born is going to be all right. I mean, these are
Mhm.
kinds of situations and things that you face that is completely different. Now, some of the key challenges, just moving into that aspect, definitely is ROI, being
Mhm.
able to provide that clear ROI, being able to have those reimbursements, bringing this in an equitable, accessible way, which is a core part, and bringing this to the space without biases. And I think that's where technology plays such a big role in being able to do that. And then looking at this from the lens of vulnerability. I've personally been through postpartum anxiety for my firstborn, and I know the stigma, the discrepancies in the healthcare system. And people don't look at this from the lens of the mom really feels alone at times here as she's going through this journey. And how do you help her even as she's navigating this and her career and, the rest of her life? How do you go through this? So I think those are very, very clear, unmet needs, along with, of course, maternal mortality rates, other things that we know have been confirmed by the CDC. We have to prevent this. We have to, strike this. And it just cannot happen in this world in this day and age. So I think I feel very passionate about this. And in Vital Start, we're looking at it systematically to go through this. We've removed the barriers. We've, now made our program completely reimbursable, which is
Amazing.
really great with a national reach. We're trying to cut through the time that it takes. It can take up to 17,000, 6 years. We really want to cut down that time, disrupt that, and we're doing that with virtual reality, a core modality. And then we want to also get this to more mothers. So we are doing this with non-VR and VR, so in a device agnostic way.
Oh,
So I think
wonderful.
those are all core areas that will impact this. Thanks, Nina.
That is incredible. I definitely want to touch on the VR aspect because I'm very curious about that. But I just wanted to say, I think it's really powerful that you're really, speaking to how sometimes mental health tools and apps can be that one size fits all, and you're really being very personalized and specific to these moments in time. So I think that is really incredible. Wanted to kind of ask you a little bit more about some of the metrics or the outcomes that you're seeing or that you're measuring with a tool like this.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, definitely having a measurement-based platform is key. That's very
Mhm.
clear because we've seen a lot of measurements, phenotyping on the physical health side, but there
Right.
hasn't been enough on the behavioral health side at all. And that's one of the things that we have developed is the Vital Start Wellbeing Profile, which is a longitudinal scorecard that'll then allow a practitioner to see how the mother is doing, what are those trigger points that
Right.
a client keeps on falling for, and how can they be provided the right intervention at the right time. So we are doing that. We began with that platform centered approach,
Mhm.
looking at this problem from a clinician standpoint. I have to say our co-founder is a physician neonatologist and a professor at Penn Medicine, so he's brought that in, is being able to look at this from that lens of actionable data. And so
Mhm.
that's ingrained in our platform, along with this wow content that, we've just done recent studies at OBGYN clinics that are showing 70% reduction pre and
Wow.
post a VR experience. And not only moms, dads came up to me and said, wow, I need this more than her. So I think what we want to do is have a technology that will not only help the mother, who is the center here, but
Right.
also the partners and the caregivers, others in this space, so that we can have a very cohesive journey for the mother or the woman through this, all of this.
I love that. I mean, there's that saying that it takes a village. So I like that you are including the village as a part of this.
Yes, I agree, Nina, and I think it's so needed in this day and age because we are all very close-knit families, and we need that support, all the support we can get.
100%. And now I really want to get to the juicy part and pick your brain around the role of VR. So curious about, this technology. How do you kind of see it being implemented right now with the product, and where do you see it kind of going in the future as you continue to develop?
Yeah, we are at a very exciting phase. We just like yesterday, we got to know we got into a prestigious accelerator in Europe. So I'm
Oh.
already thinking of different ways this can expand. We've
Hmm.
got connections with employers, and employers as well as payers who are helping us
Hmm.
get to employers. We have got a letter of support from a large health system in California. We're working on this enormous grant called PICORI, which is patient-centered research with the Perinatal Research Consortium that includes academic centers like Columbia, Rutgers, Mount Sinai, St. Peter's, and so many others. And the founder of Stress Inoculation Training, Donald Mishenbaum himself, is going to be consulting with us. So it's all
Wow.
very exciting. Yeah, thank you, Nina. We're actually launching a group coaching program that
Mhm.
has VR as an add-on. So you can just start virtually for mothers, perinatal group coaching, because we have taken that preventative stance and we want to prevent postpartum depression. That's our goal here. So we've started that, and that's because women have told us that they want a group. They want that peer support. So we're looking at this from that lens of, really meeting them where they are and
Mhm.
taking this forward. And really looking at what's next and why I like to say we are the future. The
Mhm.
Gen AI race is on.
Oh,
The
definitely.
Vasa one really threw me off there. Having the Mona Lisa sing. I mean, I can see this translating to so many different things, even in mental health and wellness, right? I mean, you can have a
Mhm.
coach, your personal coach, and so on. But what I see is going to happen next, or what I'm thinking strategically here, is that it's going to flatten out because there are all these key players
Mm.
going after similar things.
Right.
And just like the cloud technologies flattened out, the same thing is going to happen with Gen AI. And then what's next? It's that patient engagement. How do you
100.
get the patients to come in? How do you get them to adhere? And that is where technologies and platforms like ours are going to be pivotal.
Mhm.
Because with the VR, and I get this again and again, it's that wow factor. Is that
Definitely.
feeling that, wow, I'm not going to have to do this mindfulness for half an hour. Here, I'm going to sit for 7 minutes and I'm getting that same thing. And you get
Mhm.
into it much faster. And, that stigma or any of these other things that you have to overcome with the millennial generation, especially, there's
Right.
none of that. So I really see, and studies have proven this, there's a body of evidence showing VR being much more, great at adherence and patient engagement. I think that's where this modality is really going to play a key role in differentiation. And we look at it the same way. So we are device agnostic. Our platform works off of a desktop or a mobile device, but the VR is where that delightful experiences come in, because we want this to be delightful. We want to deliver that joy throughout this journey, and we know how unpredictable and uncertain this can be. So that's what
100%.
we're going to be doing.
I love, and I really like how like the VR component is optional. So it is kind of easing folks in that may not be as
Yeah.
comfortable and really kind of designing for all. So I like that that was kind of the approach that you took.
Yeah, thank you, Nina. Yeah, it's the land and expand strategy, like I
Yeah.
like to call it. We want to get people in and then see how they can get used to the VR and try it out. And we're seeing a lot of interest. I mean, I was just at this large health system a week ago, and the nurses were so wowed. It's like they were like, "We'll do anything this takes to help you get this to patients." They literally
Mhm.
told me that, and that was so motivating. We are raising a $2 million round now. I do have soft commits for half of that, and really looking now to have folks who will support us and be there for this next big thing that's going to arrive really soon.
That's amazing. I'm crossing my fingers for the raise, Karthika. That is incredible.
Yeah.
And as you're kind of going off of that and thinking about the future, what are some other kind of key areas of focus or initiatives that are on your mind for Vital Start? I know you mentioned group sessions for folks. Is there anything else, any particular area of interest that you're kind of exploring too?
Yeah, that's a great question, Nina. There's a lot to do. This feels like
Yeah.
a, limitless area, women's mental health. So right now, we have these three aspects to our platform, which
Mhm.
is the program itself, the platform and content, and we're providing that in a self-guided way, a
Great.
coach guided way, and a therapist guided way, just so you can do that step model.
Oh,
We
lovely.
know there's a dearth of practitioners, so we want to make sure that we get folks in and be that one-stop shop platform, whether it's
Right.
content, whether it's the analytics and AI, whether it is the experiences, the
Hmm.
visceral experiences that you can get through VR. So we want to be in all of that. Currently, we are looking very tactically at the group and VR stress inoculation training. This is a very innovative program that has been proven out for pregnancy, but we're taking that to the next step with VR. And we're working on, large initiatives with this, which is very exciting because this will drive down the time that it takes. So the Veterans Administration, for instance, we are
Hmm.
engaging with the Veterans Administration as well. And they've told us clearly that with CBT and VR, you see a gain in 3 weeks versus 8 to 16 weeks. So we're looking to go behind some of those as well. So really looking at driving this forward with partnerships, building
Hmm.
stickiness, going beyond psychometrics into physiometrics and phenotyping, because it's clear that just the software is not going to be a differentiator anymore. So how
Hmm.
do you build something that's comprehensive and
Right.
can provide this to our customers who are employers and health systems and providers? That's the key idea here. And so we're looking at that. Clearly, partnerships are going to play a core role, whether it's provider level partnerships, whether it's companies that are in the digital health space. We are very keen on partnerships. We're already beginning that now.
Mhm.
And you'll hear a lot more in the next few weeks and months. And I think May is going to be a pivotal month for us. It is Mental Health Month, and we are launching a lot of new initiatives, and you'll see us a lot in the press, I feel. So those are few short-term things. In long term, I do feel that Gen AI sorts of methods can be very impactful, because
Right.
we know that in mental health, especially, we have that issue of bringing people to the table or making them sit down and do something. And I think that's where having some kind of a buddy system might actually be useful and could work. And we will look at some of those as well. And then, moving away from things which we are bound to right now because of reimbursements, right? Of having using self-reported outcomes, filling out surveys and so on. We want to move out of that and use tech to figure out through computer vision and so on. It's already out there. I think it's just not reimbursable yet. So how do you incorporate new technologies to make this comprehensive, drive down the time, and make this become very equitable? We do have this vision in this decade to impact 1 million families. And I feel we are well on our way, and we need everyone's support to do this.
That is amazing. And I realize that we are at time, but thank you so much, Karthika. I think you are just really speaking not only to the incredible work that's being done, but really to the power of community, and being able to kind of achieve great things. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share more about VitalStart with us.
Thanks so much, Nina. This was amazing. And thank you, HITLAB.